Alright, so I'm working on Dennis Miller's dealer installed ASC made sunroof, and of course it's not working. So once I go ahead and get the power and ground and verify everything, it still doesn't work. So I open up the cute little box down there, which is what this has in it, this cute little printed circuit board, and at first glance it looks pretty good. And then I flip it over, and if you zoom in there, you see that copper piece. It was coming apart, and I touched it, and it basically just fell apart in my hands. So that's, that's no bueno. So we have to address that. So we study the circuit board, and you can see where it goes. So I just installed a cute little jumper wire, and all of a sudden, I had some action. But the action I had was only in one direction. So it'd go all the way back, and it would stay back. It would not come back up forward, so that's really not good. So I'm looking at this switch, which is it's supposedly made by ASC, but if you look at the back of it, it's just like a typical GM light switch. So I got another light switch out that I had laying around like this. Flip it over in the back, you see it's pinned pretty much identical, and I hooked it up and it still didn't work. So what I did is I just started jumping wires around, and I realized that it would work one way and the other way with jumping wires. So I took a closer look, and you can see where all that corrosion is. Well, the pin was completely broke off, and somebody had just put a blob of solder on it, and over the years or any elements that had corroded. So I went to my stash, and this is why it pays to have a stash from a junkyard or whatever, and took this window switch out of, which I have no idea what it came out of. It's just a General Motors product. Well, it's got all these little tabs that I will use. So I took a donor, I matched up the color, I abandoned the back pin because of the corrosion, and I put it up here on a pin. It's on the same leg, it's just a different pin that wasn't used. So then I soldered it, and heat shrunk it, and now let's see if we can close it. And see, it gets stuck. That's all right. I can get it up there. So it needs a little bit of lubrication. And then, unlike the factory moonroof cars, they don't have this, which is called the vent. So I call this success. That's good, because I was a little bit worried about that printed circuit board thingamabob down there, because there's no service manual on this. This is a dealer install part. I was already figuring out how I could possibly get it to work without that. Maybe copy the factory, but it looks like I don't have to do that. So the aftermarket sunroof is working. So I can button up all the wires and get them all tucked up, and then take this headliner board and install it and figure out where I'm going to cut the hole. That's going to be a lot of fun.